Hi everyone, Nicholas Lee here and welcome to day 9 of our Duty to Sell challenge. Yesterday we worked on something pretty cool, which was extrapolating the value that you bring to your clients over 12 months, over 2 years, 3 years, 5 years and longer, and really figuring out how much what you do and the problem you solve increases in value with time. Okay, and like I said, it might be a new thing for you to think about, so feel free to post in the group, to ask questions, to put in the comments, to let me know where you're at, whether you're struggling, you struggle with day 8, so I can help you as much as I can and potentially create new training, because I believe this could be quite hard or not as easy for most people, but maybe not. So maybe I'm wrong, and I would love to be wrong on this, but I can already see some people struggling, which is fine and which makes sense. So let me help you. Help me help you. But today we're going to work on something even deeper, because we're still going to be working on the dragon scales, meaning using all of the challenges, all of the issues you've had, but figuring out how to extrapolate the value that you provide to your clients even further, so that whichever price you charge is going to be a no-brainer. Like if you go in one of the videos, Ravinda talks about how when I told her the price, the value that she knew she would get from me, the price just didn't make any sense. It was just a no-brainer. So she had literally no objections. So I could have changed this title from How Do You Never Get Objections with the Price You Charge? And to be fair, if there's no objections, that means you're undercharging. So maybe I'm still undercharging for what I do. So if you're new to the kind of my journey here and to sharing what I know, you might be having a benefit of me undercharging, but I'm going to increase the prices as we go along. By the way, if you did want to have one-on-one training or mentorship with me, there should be a link somewhere under my bio or something. Feel free to book a call. By the way, only the ones who are serious, who are willing to do the work, because I'm very selective who I work with. And again, you may know the investment is not cheap, but as Ravinda said and many others, is actually still underpriced for what you can get from it. Okay, so now let's dive into what we're going to do today, which is why people buy, which the answer is below: emotionally. Let me dive into something very important that it took me quite a few years to really clarify. So let me go back to my story, which some of you may know, some of you may not remember, but I am by trade a chartered accountant, a very logical person. I love my details, I love my numbers, I love looking at boring and geeky things. I left my job wanting to build my own business, and very quickly I realized I was terrible in sales. I couldn't close a door, I couldn't close anything, and I would spend hours and hours speaking to someone not knowing where to go. Eventually I got a chance to make some sales for one of my mentors and now a good friend, and within a couple of hours I lost him £30,000 because I was just bad. I had the script, I had the lines, I had kind of learned some of the objection handling, but I just couldn't do it. The main reason was I didn't believe that the value we provided was worth the price or the investment. And I think that was one of the biggest blocks I had. And this is why, to me, sharing this with you is so exciting, because I know this is what stopped me from closing deals at the start, or even believing that I could charge the amount that we were charging back then. Okay? So to me, that's why it's so important for you to understand this concept, to do the exercises so you can charge more, so you can believe that you are worth more. Eventually, my friend kept me under his wing, taught me more things about sales, and I got better, closed 6K deals, 15K deals, 70K deals. But when I closed my 70K deal that day, I did realize that I was actually terrible at selling. because I realized I was good at selling logically, which, by the way, if you want to learn better how to close logically, which is still not a bad thing, because it's about having a process. Make sure you go and work on the other challenge, which I will have if it's not there yet, called the Selling Without Script Challenge. It's a process how you take someone from point A, which is maybe not trusting you, not knowing you, not wanting to work with you yet, but kind of understanding that there is a problem they want to solve, to taking them through a whole journey so that they want to give you and pay you for your services and products. Okay, now after I realized I was terrible at selling, even though I was making good commission, I was closing big deals, I realized that what made me bad was I was too logical. And I went back studying. I invested multiple 10 figures with different mentors and the best of the best. And one of them made me realize that, and he said something, right? It was a quote. He said, "Nicholas, selling is an emotional decision. So you need to make your prospect feel on the call." And that day, the penny dropped. But because I was a very logical, I'm still a very logical, geeky guy, the word feel did not even exist in my vocabulary. So I had to force it in. And then I wrote the word feel everywhere on my laptop, so I could remember on every call to practice using the word feel. How does it feel? How does it feel? And I would say it 4 or 5 times per call until it get to a place where this word formed part of what I do and what I say and how I communicate. With this, I was very quickly able to take my skills to the next level and close $1 million in sales in about 6 months, and got to 2 million in a few months later. And the rest is history. Okay, so that's why I want to share with you how today's training is going to be so valuable, and hopefully it's going to show you a different way of looking at sales to again help you stop undercharging yourself, but believe that the value you bring to your clients is a lot more than what you're charging them. Right, so let's dive into this right now. The emotional truth about why people actually buy, okay, which is emotions. And let me give you another example. Have you ever been in a situation where you went to a shop, you didn't plan to buy anything? For example, I guess ladies, right? Maybe you've been to a Louis Vuitton kind of shop, like an expensive shop, and you got taken by the emotions, and you ended up investing or buying a bag, quite expensive, and you bought it, you got out of the shop, you got home, and when your husband, your partner kind of asked you why you bought the thing, you could not really understand why. It was just that feeling that it felt right to buy the product. But then when you got home, you started to logically confirm that it was the right decision. In the same way, I've done that many times. I've invested in multiple programs, courses from different people because it felt right on the call, because the closer did a good job, or because I was already sold into it, to only realize that it was quite a bit of money. But I have to say, everything that I've bought in terms of courses, programs, it always added more value to me over the long term, which is, by the way, what we've worked on in day number 8. Now, day number 9, let's go. And people buy with emotions. I've shared my story again, so covered this very nicely. Now, let's go and complete the dragon scales for day number 9. Okay. So again, you should have access to the Dragon's Forge. As usual, make sure you're covering and filling in your Dragon's Eye exercise. Your Dragon's Vault, do make sure you fill it as much as you can, and keep on adding those achievements that you are hopefully seeing more and more as you're going through this challenge. And let's go into the Dragon Scales day number 9. As you can see, what we worked on in day number 8 was more about the numbers, the logical side of the value you provide. But as we know, people are emotional beings. because people buy with emotion and then they justify it with logic. Now, the real value you create lives in how your clients feel, whether it's the peace you bring them, the relief you bring with your solution, the confidence, pride, freedom, security. Today, you're going to map the emotional transformation. And again, very important, guys, it's not to manipulate, but to honor what actually matters. But more importantly, is to help your prospect make a decision that will improve their life in so many ways. And one very important thing I've realized and I've learned is that people are bad at making decisions. So if you have something valuable that you want them to benefit from, it is, again, from the challenge, your duty to sell to them and influence them to work with you. Now, if you know that your product, your service is not good quality, is not up to scratch, please do not sell this and get out of this business. Start something that makes sense, something that's honest, that will actually bring value, and that will bring hopefully 10 times more value than you charge for. Okay. Now let's get into this journey here. So what emotions, I'm going to go through this to share with you what I mean by them. What emotions do your clients feel before working with you? To be fair, it's quite straightforward. So you can use these examples here. Fear, shame, frustration, overwhelm. I'm going to fill it in again. I'll use Ravinder. Hopefully, Ravinder, you're watching it. You take it as an honor, I guess, because, you know, I've enjoyed working with you. So hopefully you can be a good example as to how we fill those in. What emotions did they feel after the initial transformation? What emotions are now the baseline of their 1 year? How do they feel about themselves in their life 5 years from now? Now, those are going to be more hypothetical, but also if you do have a client who's been with you for more than 5 years, why not book a call with them and actually ask them those questions? That means you're going to have something even more real than you're just trying to figure it out. So if you've been in the business for more than 5, 10, 15, 20 years, surely you've got some clients who've been with you for the past 5 years, 10 years. And most likely those are your best clients and ideal clients. So who are the best people to create and to build this new concept, these new thoughts about sales by using the clients you've been working with already? Okay. What emotions would they feel if they had not worked with you? Okay. Now I'm not gonna write again the ChatGPT prompt, but I would suggest you bring all of the answers you have again, take it to ChatGPT and see what else you can come up with for each of those answers. Maybe the prompt I could give to you would be AI prompt. Can you help me improve the answers I gave for each questions based on what you know about me and my business? Do ask me 3 more questions so you can generate an even better answer. Okay. Now once you've done that, I would say copy all of the answers ChatGPT gives you and paste them back in here, and then we're going to use all of this and put that as a post. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to show you how I'm doing it, but I'm going to pause now so it doesn't take too much of the video, and let's do that. Okay, so I actually found an even better way of doing this exercise. It will require you to provide a lot of details to ChatGPT, which I have already done in my one. So you may know, you may not know, but let me show you. As some of you may know, if you go to the About page, you will see that there is a whole, there's only a 5-minute video with Ravinder here. I do have a whole full interview, which I'm going to add, I guess, to this at some point. But it's a whole 25 to 30-minute interview with Ravinder, which is what we call a testimonial interview, which could be a solution for you as well if you want to save time. But more importantly, it's you building up your testimonial And again, this is for someone who's already had clients and you've got good results and you want to kind of get the information. But what I did with Ravinder, I had this 25-minute interview with her where she shared literally all of those answers. Okay, I've shared all of them to ChatGPT, so it already has the answers. So what I then did, I said, knowing what you know about what I've shared with you about Ravinder, can you please write up some really good answers for the following questions? And I've put down all of the questions that I've shared with you here. Okay, and as you can see, it's built up some really good answers. So what emotions did your client feel before working with you? Frustrated that she knew she was capable of more but wasn't converting at the level she could. Slightly embarrassed that after 20 years as a professional, she felt awkward setting. Tension between ambition and motherhood, wanting financial growth but not at the expense of her family. Impatient with herself, overthinking deals. Quiet anxiety before sales conversation. A subtle sense of underperformance, not failing, but not fully stepping into her potential. Okay? There was competence, but not certainty. What emotions did she feel after the initial transformation? And this is the key thing, guys. It's looking at the emotions, because we're looking at how emotionally your transformation has had as an impact on them. So emotion-wise, she has relief now. Selling no longer feels sleazy or forced. She has more clarity. She finally understood what was actually happening inside a sales conversation. Excitement, because she realized she could influence outcomes intentionally. Empowered, she wasn't hoping anymore, she was leading. Lighter, conversations stopped feeling heavy. Proud, she could see measurable improvement quickly. Okay, now instead of thinking, I hope this works, she started thinking, I know what I'm doing. Okay, now the other key thing you want to look at is the emotions before they came to you. Because think about it, if she's frustrated about all of those things, if she's embarrassed about this, if she's impatient, overthinking, anxiety, right, anxious, all of those things, if you help the person see that in a conversation, which again, if you're going to go to the classroom in the mechanical influence section, selling without scripts, I'm going to go in more detail on that then, okay? But this here, what I'm doing in this exercise with you is for you to see it so that you have clarity where you could take the conversations to help your prospect to see those same patterns, emotions, so they feel that the pain is bigger, but the value you bring when you solve those emotional issues makes the value you bring to them even bigger. Okay. Now, 1 year later, what emotions are now the baseline? So she's calm now, she's confident, she's detached from rejection, strategic, however, than emotional, she's in control of her time, certain about her value. Okay. As you can see, sales becomes part of her identity, not an event she prepares for, but a skill she owns. She even said she can now take a cup of tea before a call, when before she would be stressed about it, which is crazy, right? Now, 5 years later, how does she feel about herself and her life? Deep self-respect for having stepped up, pride in becoming the woman who can provide and protect her family financially, gratitude that she didn't stay small, powerful, not aggressive, but grounded, free, because she built a business that supports her life instead of competing with it. She's now secure, knowing she can generate opportunity at will. And the biggest shift, she sees herself as a closer of opportunities, not just a dentist or an investor. That identity shift compounds into wealth, time, and influence. Okay. Now, hopefully those gives you some ideas as to how you could write yours, but I would say put that on ChatGPT, you would get some of the best answers you can expect. Now, what emotions would she feel if she had not worked with you? Ongoing frustration at almost closing, quiet resentment towards herself for playing smaller, regret over lost deals, guilt about working longer hours than necessary, feeling stuck, gradual resignation. Okay? So, leak of potential. So hopefully that gives you an idea as to how you can use my questions, use ChatGPT to really build this up. And remember, the point here is not for you to learn those, to know them by heart yet. This is more for you to open your mind and to get your reticular activating system, your RAS, to start seeing those things, to start seeing those blues whenever you're now speaking to your clients, you're speaking to your prospects. And I would say, if you could, book a call, book 2, 3, 4, 5 calls with 5 different clients and ask them those questions, right? Like, hey, John, like, what emotions did you feel before working with me? What emotions did you feel after the transformation? And you will get the answers you're looking for. Okay? At the same time, guys, like I said, I know this may be something completely new to you. So feel free to ask any questions. Oh my goodness. Ask any questions. If you're struggling to find the answers, do let me know. Because again, that's what I'm here for, to help you get the answers you're looking for. Yeah, I'm going to pause and make it cleaner, and I'm going to show you how it looks. Okay, so what I've done is I've copied and pasted everything in here and cleaned it up because I like things to be clean, as you may know. So as you can see, those are some really powerful answers. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put them into our comments. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so if you see in the classroom, you should be at day number 9. The video will be here. If you go down, you're going to see there's a post called the Dragon Scale Day 9. Click on it. And as we've done before, you see the comment. What you're going to do, come back to your Dragon Scales. And I would say find from the emotional journey, go down to the answer. Control C, copy the whole thing. Come down here and right click, paste. And there you go. If you want to clean it up, feel free to do so. Like so. I mean, if you want to, you can clean it a bit more as well, but you don't have to. It's just, it will allow me to read it a bit easier. If you do need help with me understanding and seeing where you're struggling, and if I can be of additional value to you in showing you a bit more of what's going on. Okay. Okay, so I'm just cleaning this up quickly. Okay. Okay, that's it. So then you click on comment, and that's your one done here. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to our tracker. Click on day 9 done. Dragon's Eye, as usual, you want to do yours. Okay. I'm just not going to do it for now. Actually, I might just put one as well. So we're going to put that. We're going to put the Dragon's Scale day 9. You're going to post to the community. So day 9, same. Let me do that first. Okay, so the same process. I'm not going to fill it in today, but you know the drill. The same old drill. Go to, so again, if you go down to day 9, you're going to see below day 9. I'm going to put it in, of course. Give me a second. Okay, so we're going to do the last bit. As you know, it's the same process I showed you earlier. You find the post. I'm going to show you again. And then you go on the comment, and you're going to just copy and paste all of this and fill out your answers to this. We're going to add the screenshot. So come down here and go control snippet. Take the screenshot. As you can see, having your number would be good. I'm going to now Control V, add it here. You're going to put the tracker, share, anyone with the link, viewer, we're good, and click here, highlight this part, put the link, and we're good to go. And then just put comment. Okay, as I showed you, it's around here, day 9, the duty to sell challenge. Now we're going to come down here and find those posts. So the dragon's eye, as usual, very important to share that with others. Again, everyone. But more importantly, guys, I hope by the time you get to this point, you're starting to see the difference it makes to your life and the way you're seeing things. Because I'm giving you as much as I can in terms of habits and practice to see those things. One thing I forgot to do, by the way, you need to find this link and copy it, put this in the tracker here. Actually, that was day 9. For day 8, you want to find the one in day 8. So let me go back quickly. Day 8, you go to this one, you go to your comment, 3 dots, copy link, put that here, and click those buttons if you've done them. So we're going to go to day 9, and yep. So the next one, we're going to do the usual, the ahas. And again, the more ahas you can share, the more others are going to learn, be inspired by what you are seeing. Because like we said, everyone is learning at a different speed, everyone has a different experience, and the more they can see how you see things, the more you can go back and read what everyone else is going through. That will improve your experience as well. Now the wins, I've started to add more wins around sales and collections. By the way, I have to be honest, I'm doing like 3 or 4 videos a day, so it's not me doing it every single day like I would hope you guys would do. So every day as you go through this, you might find different wins. Like I said, if you don't have 3 wins, that's okay, just write 1. If you don't have any, don't write any as well, that's okay as well. But my point here is, again, to bring it back to the reticular activating system, the RAS, is about training your mind to start seeing them. So the reason I have 3 here is every day I force myself to find them, and within the next 30 days to 60 days, you will not be able to stop yourself from finding them. And this is where this becomes a powerful habit for yourself. And I'm going to teach you a theory that I think I've created, I guess, called the 2 + 2 theory, which if I say to you again today, what is 2 + 2? Most likely you can't stop yourself from thinking number 4. In the same way, if I say, oh, tell me one aha moment you've had today, your brain would instantly come up with 1 or 2 or 3 aha moments, the more you train your brain to find them. If I say, oh, tell me 1 win for today, your brain will find them, right? Tell me 5 good things that happened to you, your brain instantly will find them. The point of doing this is so that in the next 60, 90, 6 months, this becomes part of your life, like the 2 + 2 theory, where if you have a bad day, if you've had a bad client, if you've had a bad deal or a deal gone wrong, you could literally ask your brain, show me the wins, show me the aha moments, show me the good things in my life right now, and you'll find it. And if you remember, we also built this beautiful Dragon's Vault. So if the first 3 methods that I'm building with you doesn't work, you come back here, you read all of those, and you will see something cool in your life, which will take you back to being in a good state. All right, so that's it from me, day number 9, and I'll speak to you later.